that part of the problem here for Renegades is they have to find a way to make things more even on the tank game. And again, this is why going into this, I thought that this was a matchup issue for Renegades in some of these maps.
Well, we are going to the Temple of Anubis. These lovely pyramids. We were talking a bit about Cairo last night and Egypt as a country. I really, really want to go there. So if there's any sponsors out there who want to send me to Egypt, I'll blog about it or something. Is that what people do? They blog and vlog?
Is that fair compensation? Just a blog? Just writing about your experiences as you get treated to luxury in Egypt? Is that fair?
How do you not know this about me already? Is that I'm fascinating, wonderful, and articulate? And yes, that's completely fair.
Every word is worth like $100.
I was gonna invite you too, and now I'm not going to.
Well, that's why you have that license plate on Hollywood. Yeah. It's the power of your words.
Exactly. I'm rich. Defensively, I think this is exactly what we're gonna see, and I think this is what North American teams have to bring to their game. And bottom line is, I think Sombra's pretty good on Assault. Sombra's great on Anubis right now, and we're going to see what Banny can do with it.
And this is a bit of a wild card. When we haven't seen proven Sombras, oftentimes it does not go well. There's a handful of elite Sombras in the game, and a lot of Sombras that play Sombra because they're told they should play Sombra. So we're going to quickly find out where Banny is going to rank as far as that goes, as Renegades begins their Pharah-fueled offense.
It's an offense that you can run. You can run Pharah on defense on this map, too. She's actually always been good. It's one of her home maps. Early on, Clockwork strikes on Jesus, and that's going to take out the threat of the Widow. It's actually going to hurt a lot of the power of this offense.
Jesus is a Battle Widow. Never forget. The problem with going Battle Widow is that Tracer can actually shoot you. You're no longer on high ground, and Clockwork cleaning up the scraps. And this is actually very momentous because you don't see teams have a clean Anubis defense all that often. Even just getting one puts you ahead of the curve. The problem is that Renegades comes right back in, and Jesus out on the hunt here on this boosted Widowmaker.
EMP already up in the mix, just looking for a little bit, and now they're going to send Mangachu over the top to try to flush them out into sightlines. Good discipline on the side of FNRGFE to not respond to that.
The problem here is that I'm not sure Renegades is playing around the Widow super well here early on. They went in before Jesus really had a good beat on anyone, and FNRGFE, they take the quick 6v5, collapse on the Renegades, and they're going to push them right out here again. Mangachu trying to go for the D-Mac and doesn't get it!
What?
Doesn't get it! Gets charged out!
He was so low!
Oh, that can't happen! They could be dealing with a baby diva, and instead, they've done mech repairs. They called in Korean mech specialists to bring that back up to full HP, so problematic.
That was pretty cool, Matt.
You've said this 69 times.
Totally have. All right, well, the offense is not looking great so far. I think the barrage comes out somewhere. I don't see it or any results in the kill feed, so what's it really matter anyway? Zachary has had enough of this, and he's going to go in, but they get EMP'd.
EMP comes in, but it's a little bit late. They already suffer really crucial damage on this fight. It's still something FNRGFE can bring back. They have a self-destruct in reserve, but now they're down 3 players. It's a 3-on-5, unless it's the self-destruct of the gods, which it's not. It's probably going to go with the Renegades, but it does force out the resurrection. That's fine.
No, that's fine. Why did Boink use that sound barrier?
That's not fine. That's not okay.
No, not okay at all. I mean, I like music as much as the next guy, but come on. That was a terrible sound barrier. Would love to have it for the next fight. And here's the problem. They have ults for the next fight, but they're not the ults you want. You want EMP. You want sound barrier. Even self-destruct would be good. Muma can stall out. Maybe Clockwork can end it before it starts, but eesh.
I think it's fine as far as this goes here because they have the Dragon Blade, which alone only needs to grab 1, and Primal Rage can really stall out. Muma has to plop it early. He's almost taken down very early in this fight. Clockwork not going to be successful with the Pulse Bomb, and Mangachu making a mess of FNRGFE there. Taking down 2 with that barrage, and I'll tell you what, Muma's Primal Rage, it's over. There's not going to be much stall, and FNRGFE in a really tough situation here, Hex.
Already got 1 tick, already a pretty good push in my opinion, able to ride the momentum of that first point capture, and chunked onto Banny, who had EMP ready.
That was a big kill there because FNRGFE, they have enough people back onto the point that the EMP could have brought it back. However, Clockwork says, I don't need an EMP, I'm gonna get 2 kills. The problem is that Sherlock has the resurrection, so the pressure is not going away here yet. Banny, Suicide EMP comes out to very little effect. There wasn't enough fall through to make the most of it, and now Renegades is starting to put on more progress. Almost at 2 ticks here right now, and no sign of relief in sight for FNRGFE as they futilely trying to get back on the point.
I think Farrah's so good at the second point, you don't see her too often, but I want to give Renegades a lot of credit because they're good in this map and just the bum rush and getting all the kills they need, but there was some ult mismanagement issues to a large degree on FNRGFE. I mean, that sound barrier crushes me right there. And then for Benny to not be able to get out when he had EMP, to just not be invisible and roll out and get chunked by a rocket there, not great. Not great at all.
No, it was very rough, and they could have very much benefited from having that sound barrier back up. They did have ultimates that could have done well, but the problem is Buzz went for the blade, wasn't able to get anything from it, so even from the ultimates they did have, they weren't able to get good contribution, and now. This is the thing that will haunt Megachu's dreams. The really weird thing about this, by the way, Hex, is that how often do we see a team have a better point A defense than a point B defense?
Not very often at all.
That is rare. That does not happen very often in Overwatch.
Well, FNRGFE, with the best logo remaining in the tournament, a Dogo logo, if you will, is going to be running Clockwork on the Widowmaker, for the moment at least. Of course, a hit scan specialist can run a lot of different hit scans, and we'll see if a Sombra does come out for the Renegades defense. It does not look like they're queued up on it just yet. I don't know who would play it. I guess Sherlocky?
The weird thing is that when Renegades has run in the past, it's been Mangachu that was trying it out, and I think that would be an abject disaster if they tried to run what is effectively almost a 3 support comp if you run a Sombra with 2 support. So I hope for Renegade's sake that they don't go down that path, but they very well might, because Renegades would usually throw Mangachu onto that as they win in the second. So could be a thing. For FNRGFE, the real question here is that how effective is Clockwork going to be, and how will Renegades deal with it, where for Mangachu, he might have to dive very deep on a D.Va, and usually that doesn't work out super well for him.
Maybe. I mean, they've got Sherlocky and Zachary who can team up and take down a Widow as well. On the second point, if we get to that point, I would not mind seeing Mangachu swap over to the D.Va, not a D.Va, sorry, a Mei, another hero he has in his kit who can be very good on this point as well. Early on, it's just going to be small rotations, looking at each other through the matrices, trying to get as much damage as possible, but the man of the hour is going to be Clockwork. See what he can get done early on, but Numa already out of this fight thanks to Jesus on the ground.
He was really close to getting that D-Mech. The headshot led the way, and the thing for Clockwork is he's been accurate here. He just hasn't had many opportunities early on, and the rest of FNRGFE died really quickly going in the dive, so Renegades, a good early defense coming out here, and things can go from bad to worse, Hex, if coming into this next fight, Renegades wins another and starts getting ultimates into the fray.
Zachary just tries to get a little bit going there with his shurikens. Need to be a little better on the offense here. Clockwork's still on this Widowmaker, and as you mentioned, he's been accurate, and he might be able to break this open.
Well, he might, but I like where Renegades is positioned here, where everyone is into the alley, which is a rough sight angle for Widowmaker. Probably one of the better attempts we've seen of dealing with it. Recon sight's gonna come out. Clockwork very much would like to get that Tracer pick, and no, he's gonna get a Winston in his face. No, he didn't even drop down. The Winston messed up the jump, but he fell down anyways. But all this is going down. Everyone is getting cleaved in the alley by Muma, so bunching up like that there did have a downside.
Absolutely. I do like that Jesus was kind of just messing with Clockwork. He was just peeking out his Tracer every couple of seconds, and Clockwork could have to give him a little bit of attention. Renegades knows that they have to give up the Ghost here on first point at the very least, and perhaps an adjustment. Sherlocky will be moving over to the Sombra. They understand you can't really run triple support with it. Mangachu's staying on the D.Va for now, so they have made the small adjustment. However, the late transition on the Sombra means that the next push is going to be very good for FNRGFE.
They're not going to get an EP here, and Sherlocky, you are really far out. I hope he has a translocator back, and he does. It's always scary as a Sombra when you go a little bit too far out and don't have a way out. But FNRGFE, they're not going to waste time. Buzz has the blade, the barrier is out, and this blade should be coming out soon as FNRGFE looks to put this one away with a 3 very quick kills.
He just knows that's exactly where Sombra's going to be. He just absolutely predicted it down there on the Mega, getting the swipes, and Clockwork on the cleanup. Everyone dead right now, and they're going to have to go through the bouncer that is Clockwork. Way too late. Wow, this is a close match.
It's close, but FNRGFE, because their first point defense was so good, they have a time edge here now, Hex, and don't forget the overall narrative here. For Renegades to cleanly beat FNRGFE, they really need to leverage their good record here in Assault, because not every payload and escort map can really be worked well with a Pharah. And so far, Renegades have seemed very dependent on the Pharah for their wins and good moments here thus far.
I think that every Genji should just start the Dragon Blade with a swipe on the Mega down there. Now that everyone's running Sombra, there's a very good chance that there's going to be a Sombra or someone else down there trying to get healed up, and that swipe ended up taking out two. Beautiful blade from Buds.
So, just to keep people updated here, Immortals has defeated FaZe. Not quite sure on the match score. The last update we had was 2-0. Might have been a 3-0, but they will be going up against the winners of LG Evil versus Kungarna right after the set. Is going to be an action-packed day of North American Overwatch.
Yeah, I think we kind of predicted that LG Evil would beat, or not, I'm sorry, that Immortals would beat FaZe, mostly just because how well they've been playing as a team together. FaZe, on paper, a great roster. We probably need a little bit more time to actually click and come together. However, we are tied up 1-1 here in a best-of-5 between FNRGFE and Renegades. We're tied up 1-1 also on the map, which is Temple of Anubis. Well, technically 2-2. Both teams have successfully completed it, as Renegades will take their second shot out about a minute and a half behind the time bank of FNRGFE.
FNRGFE, we'll see if they can put forth a really good defense once more. It was great the first time around, but this time they're getting poked down heavily. Buds, no way out. They lose their Genji immediately, and Mangachu aggressively coming in over the top. No one is on him, and it is dangerous to leave Mangachu unattended like this, Hex.
Especially when he's getting damage boosted. Those rockets are hitting for 1.5 million hit points, just about, approximately. It's not a total number. 1.5 million is just my guess, as look at these people fall and fall again to damage boost the rockets. Clockwork comes in, kills Joe. That doesn't matter.
So the downside here for FNRGFE, they do not have anywhere near as good as an early defense. The upside here is that they do have a chance to show that they can actually play defense on second, and they don't have to worry about Renegades rushing in with a whole slew of ultimates like they did last time.
Benny with a good delay there as well, just to keep them off the point for a second, and also got a little bit more of his charge. So EMP will be ready here for the first defense of FNRGFE. Buds has moved over to Soldier 76. A little bit interesting. You don't see a ton of defensive 76 here.
No, you don't see 76 as often here in Anubis. It is a little bit rough for his sightlines, but 76 is still a very good hero. It's not the worst.
Good kid.
And this is interesting how deep FNRGFE is going on the defense. Usually defense holds back, but they go more aggressive. We'll see if it works out. They've got enough kills here where this should be perfectly fine in holding down the fort.
I don't love the dive in Primal Rage by Primo there. They had already lost a couple, and he used Primal Rage to get in. He was all alone. And there has been some questions about Primo in active tournament situations. He can get a little nervous sometimes. Relatively new to the scene, plays really well when there's not pressure on the line, but some of these choices, you have to bring that up.
I do think FNRGFE is making Primo look worse than he is at points, though, just because
definitely.
More so than other teams, they have very good calls to go, actually, why don't we fall back and kill this Winston? Why do we fight Winston v. Winston when we can just kill their Winston and go from there? Primo, gonna charge in, this time well supported by his team. Zachary has the blade in reserve. Buds is down, and this blade might be coming out in just a moment, and there it is. The blade is out, the resurrection is in, and Renegades looking great right now on this push.
They've got everything that they want going for him. Clockwork Trust Equalize, that's a huge pick for them, too, to be able to take down Sherlocky. That's such a bulk of their healing. However, Sound Barrier should be up to bring them back to health as well. They only need a couple of kills on the defense to be able to pull it back. So far, not able to find any of them.
No, and they're piling on. The Sound Barrier is in. Renegades, they sense blood in the water. FNRGFE, they just need to find some way of getting hope, and they find Primo. Primo wasn't getting healed during that, and now, with the Winston down, FNRGFE is soaring back onto the point. Renegades is not clearing them out as quickly as they could be, and that is leading them to incur losses, which means that FNRGFE might pull this one back.
Able to get yet another kill is Cool Matt, able to take down Sherlocky. Again, hitting the healers is really important. This stall has been just great for them as Matt picks up yet another kill, and that should be the tipping point now with Mangachu down to Banny. They're going to have all the kills they need. Visor, I believe, came out from Buds during that time. Now the chase is on. Matt's going to get another one.
So, X, we talked about it in the lead-up, but what do you think of Banny's Sombra here so far?
It's been okay. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. The first time he ran it, he died, I think, a little too early, and I think he needs to know when to use Invisible and get out here. This is fine. I like this. I like being super aggressive with it and getting out, and he's been good. He's getting the charge fast. That's all that really matters to me.
Well, the good part about that for Sombra, not only are you getting charged from doing damage, but your damage, you go back to your health pack, you get your EMP back up, which he has right now. Now, he can drop the EMP, but it might be too late. Zachary into the backline, the blade already striking. They've lost Sherlocky early on in this fight, though, so the sustain for Renegades might not be there as Clockwork gets to work right into the back.
You know what's really cool about that translocate that he threw? He threw it up on the top pillar, where sometimes you see maybe a Widow or something set up, but that's so that he can translocate out of trouble, not to a health pack necessarily, though he'd get to that Mega, but it's so he can be and helping against the combo in the air, so he's got a good angle on Sherlocky and Mangachu when he does retreat and translocate. It was cute.
Indeed, and now you take a look at Renegades. There's only 30 seconds left remaining to try and get that last tick. They would love to add on a little bit more progress here. They're at 72 or 73.3.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That counts. So they're already in a pretty good spot here as they look to move forward, but they would like to get that last little bit. FNRGFE, they have great support ultimates to deal with this next push. So if Banny can just set up with a good EMP, that might be all that's needed, and he hits quite a few with that EMP.
Sound Barrier still does come in. Clockwork able to take down Primo, and that is 3 quick kills. That should spell, well, never mind. Resurrected, beautiful by Sherlocky, who's lurking in the background.
New game, extra life acquired. Renegades right back in with the Beta 1 combination of Resurrection in the Sound Barrier, and the Barrage coming in over the top, but Mangachu, this time, not going to get too much. They are trying to get more on the point. They just need one more tick, and this is a good position here so far as they start to rack up the kills.
They really just want any more percentage. They'll take every bit's going to matter. Now they've gotten 4 there, goes up to 83. That's another 10% progress on the point as Jesus continues to just reign above. They will finish it out. Beautiful engagement from Renegades, and a lot of that is just Sherlocky, just able to come in, bring his team back to life. And you have to expect that, but it's hard to play around.
I will say that that is one of the bigger hero resurrections we've seen in all of the Overwatch Contenders series here thus far. And it worked out. Renegades was able to keep their momentum off of it. They used the Sound Barrier right after to keep everyone healthy, and then, even though Mangachu might have died with the Barrage, the damage was done.
So 5 minutes and 42 seconds, and FNRGFE must complete both points, and that's you mentioned it, giant hero res, beautiful, just comes in. The only way to stop that is to shoot her before she gets there, and it's difficult to do.
Flies in from the heavens like a descending Egyptian god. That was my take on that. But here's the only problem here for Renegades is that so far in the series, we've only seen them really get the better of FNRGFE when they're running a Pharah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a point where they just run defensive Pharah even on a setup like this?
I think defensive Pharah is good. I mean, not on first. I think she's good on second. I think you can absolutely run defensive Pharah on second because it's so difficult to get anyone in there. I think it just can actually sit there.
You can sit there. And we've been seeing Tracers actually find really sneaky areas to use a sit emote on. I'm not sure it's really intended gameplay functionality, given that I think you have to buy that emote, but, you know. In any case, people have been kind of interesting in how they've been setting that up.
Well, Clockwork will be the man to watch yet again, as the opening Widow is always what we like to keep a little bit of eyes on here. See where the defense is set up if they're going to fight out of sight lines. They are. They're back tucked away in the corner. Don't want to give Clockwork any chances, so what the rest of the offense has to do is try to flush them out. Jesus is going to find a Zenyatta, think better of it as his team comes in to help him out.
Well, he draws Cool Matt's ire, but that's pretty good. I mean, if Cool Matt is looking back at the Tracer, he's not looking to dive in through the front, and Clockwork getting no work right now as there's nothing to shoot. But once he gets into his face with Primo, alone again! This needs to stop happening to the Primo where he goes in without support, because now FNRGFE has a golden opportunity to really slam Renegades.
You've got the support to help him out. I mean, Ana could be in his pocket there, helping him out a great deal, try to keep him alive. I think, though, Clockwork might have hit the entry headshot on him. He was very low health by the time he landed, able to get taken down there. Well, it's very low, taken out before that blade can come out either. All right, now it is Renegades cleaning up the kill feed.
Renegades was able to buckle down and get out of what was a very, very tough situation. FNRGFE, they're gonna have to restart from the beginning. And remember, this is the second attack. Both teams have been really rough on their Anubis defenses here so far. FNRGFE with 4.5 minutes to get through the rest of Anubis, so they don't necessarily have a ton of time here, Hex.
Yeah, I'll give Clockwork this ult, then it's time to change. They're playing around you too well. It's not your fault. You're hitting shots when they're presented to you, but when you're only getting a shot every 30 seconds, it's not an ideal Widow situation.
Jesus creeping around from the back, Pulse Bomb at the ready and armed, looking for his ability to just drop it right in. Drops it to the side and does not connect. Meanwhile, Buds is connecting into the back, finds Jur, and sets up Muma, who makes it into one heck of a party room, bopping people in and around.
Now the question is, do they need to use any more ults? I would love to see if Boink can hold on to this one. He's able to take down Jesus. Yeah, they should be able to hold everything that they need. And now the transition from Renegades in full effect as they try to get Sherlocky over there. Again, this is the problem, though, of not running D.Va on first. You're not going to have EMP on the first push. You just aren't. And you have to be able to hold the first push without that, but the first push is always the offense's best push. I don't get it. If you're going to switch, run it on first.
This is also really tough, too, because FNRGFE does have an intimidating suite of ultimates coming up here where Mangachu can go for a self-destruct to zone it out, but that's always hit or miss here on the back. So Renegades has a storm coming from them here. They need to get an early pickoff.
Yeah, self-destruct can come on over the top here and clear out the way. It can be the blocker to get in. Going in through the right, they do end up getting stalled out a little bit. All ults off the table. Self-destruct comes in over the top. Doesn't find anything. Zoning ult.
Zoning ult indeed. Muma gets Zachary early on. Mangachu with his self-destruct gets Muma, but will it be enough? Clockwork is in cleanup mode here on the Reaper, and though FNRGFE is bloodied, they do have a bit of advantage on this fight, and they're piling on. No one is dealing with Clockwork as he rains hellfire on his enemies.
Well, he finds a Reaper on the other side of things, but he's going to be having all the support of his friends, and that is a single dome shot. Yes, Reaper is sometimes a little easier in close quarters, but aim does matter, as Clockwork showing you right now, using less bullets to kill more people. Generally just an efficient Master of Death.
Clockwork is really good, but Reaper in general is very good on this last point. So good at cleaning up. Monty Doer called him the janitor yesterday with the time to sweep comment, but that's what's happening right now, where Clockwork is getting all sorts of contribution and just punishing Renegades as they desperately try and delay.
Sound very, very good. Remember, 2.5 minutes. They have to close out this point, but they're doing so in great fashion unless Renegades finds a miracle, which does not seem to be on the board. Primo switches to Reinhardt instead of Winston. That might just be frustration here. So Winston can be a little better at stalling. Clockwork continues to clean house. 2:23 left on the clock for them.
This is just the memo to all teams in Overwatch. Run Reaper on point B Anubis. Do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Do it. 2:23.
This is a really good opportunity for FNRGFE because
that's huge.
Both in terms of the series and of course this map, where all they have to do now is get one tick on first. That's easy.
33.3333333. Stop me anytime. 333%, and they will be taking Assault away from Renegades, who isn't coming into this 6-0 on Assault, 5-0 on Anubis. But FNRGFE has cracked the code.
And this is where it would be prudent to...
Kungarna won.
Yeah, exactly. Give everyone an update here and note that LG Evil, despite a really good showing in the group stage, they were unable to carry that over into playoffs, where Kungarna, they have been the spoilers of this entire tournament. First they kill C9, now they kill LG Evil. When will the body count cease, Hex?
I think it's just really, really important to mention that I called it. Totally called that. It's really important. Well, for me anyway. All right. Well, FNRGFE is going to be looking to clean up on Assault. As you mentioned, very easy win condition. 33%, one tick as we colloquially refer to it here. And they will take Anubis, one of Renegade's best maps, away from them.
They do not have to do much here. Even a single pickoff from Clockwork would be tragic here for the Renegades. And Zachary is too far deep early on. He's going to fall. And FNRGFE, the path to victory could be easy indeed. They are cleaning up kill after kill. And Hex, this one, just about over.
They have to fight back there, which is just puts them right into Clockwork's purview. That would be a team kill horn if Zachary didn't die so quickly. But that is it. That is FNRGFE stealing Assault from Renegades.
This is the worst possible omen for Renegades. They needed to take Assault in the series. Now they have no more room for error, and they have to win the next 2 maps in a row. That's going to be difficult unless they can find Pharah-centric strategies to really accentuate Mangachu's influence on the game, because thus far, Renegades has been weaker than FNRGFE in any compositional setup that does not have Mangachu on Pharah.
I agree. Buds has been great. He's been playing so many different heroes. He's jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife, if you will. You need a player like that on your team, and he's been playing at a high level on all of those. It's one thing to have a player on your team who plays all those things, but to get the work you're getting out of Buds is just so important for a team.
Yeah, and having the importance of Sombra, and Bonnie was playing Sombra, of course, in that one. one way to deal with that is potentially a Dragon Blade, as we saw Bud's Blade busted Bonnie in that one. But I really have to give it over to Clockwork. He actually was a huge impact, especially on attack. First Widow on first, Reaper on second. I could almost make that just like, that's a good template to use, actually, as they used it every time. And then, well, we saw the result.
Yeah, I mentioned this about Reaper too, or some people have to get the feel for it as well as we go on and he's back in the meta. But you saw it's really important to hit just that headshot. And then especially when they're busting out of Mei. So you hit the one headshot, she can't ice block. You hit the one headshot. There is aim and skill required in Reaper. And I think he's always been good on that point. We will start seeing him in more situations as well.
And in general, this is where Clockwork's versatility comes into play, where is the hero in question hit scan? Clockwork has a lot of natural talent to play it well. I'm not sure he's always utilized that natural talent for various reasons, but he has been very motivated with this FNRGFE team, and his resurgence into the game has been very good for them. So it's a great day for Clockwork here so far.
Which makes it a great day for me.
And it makes it a great day for FNRGFE as they now find themselves 2-1 in the series going into our fourth map. And it is going to be the hybrid map Hollywood that we will be going to. And yeah, of course, as you guys had mentioned earlier, by the way, Immortals and Kungarna are going to be the two that have made it through to the semifinals. It also means that one of the two, LG, Evil, or FaZe, is not going to be making it through to Season 1. So we'll keep you posted on that as much as we can. But let's talk